this is your first rib, and here this is your coracoid process that is giving rise to a muscle that is your pectoralis minor muscle, and this muscle is teres major muscle. So this artery before the outer border of first rib, this is your subclavian artery, and after it passes through the outer border of first rib, it becomes your axillary artery. So we can say that axillary artery is actually a continuation of subclavian artery, but after it moves towards downward, and here after the outer border of teres major muscle, it becomes your brachial artery. So brachial artery is the continuation of axillary artery after the outer border of the teres major muscle. This muscle, that is your pectoralis minor muscle, is dividing this axillary artery into three parts. One part is above this muscle, other part is behind this muscle, and the third part is below this muscle. The first part gives one branch, the second part gives two branches, and the third part gives three branches. So let's see the individual branches. Superior thoracic artery is a branch of first part. It's a very small branch, and it passes, its course is DFM, downward, forward, and medially. It passes between two pectoral muscles, and it ends, because it's a very small branch, and it ends by supplying these muscles and the thoracic wall. So the next, acromiothoracic artery is a branch from the second part, and lateral thoracic artery is also a branch from the second part, but the difference between their origin is that the acromiothoracic artery, it arises from the upper border of pectoral minor muscle, like from the upper border of this pectoralis minor muscle, and the lateral thoracic artery, it arises from the lower border of pectoralis minor muscle. When I talk about acromiothoracic artery, four branches should come in your mind. CAPD, capped. One is your clavicular branch, A for acromial branch, P pectoral branch, D deltoid branch. And remember one line about each of them. Like the pectoral branch, it supplies the pectoral muscles. Deltoid branch, it runs along the deltoid groove, deltopectoral groove. Your acromial branch, it takes part in the acromial anastomosis around the acromion process. Your clavicular branch, it supplies the subclavius muscle and also the acromioclavicular joint. Your lateral thoracic artery, it's a very small branch, but in female is large because it gives lateral mammary branches. So now let's deal with the branches from the third part. So your first branch is anterior circumflex humeral artery, second branch is posterior circumflex humeral artery, and the third and the largest branch is subscapular artery. This is very small, but this is larger as compared to the anterior circumflex humeral artery. And the muscle that is important here is your subscapular muscle, and especially its lower border, because both anterior and posterior, they arises from the lower border of subscapularis muscle. So first let me show you a diagram here. This is your anterior circumflex humeral artery. It is moving laterally in front of this intertubercular sulcus, and after crossing it, it takes part in the anastomosis with the posterior circumflex humeral artery. This is your posterior circumflex humeral artery. It runs backward and passes from the quadrangular space. You know that there are spaces quadrangular, upper triangular, lower triangular spaces. So it passes from the quadrangular space, and after passing through the quadrangular space, it takes part in the anastomosis with the anterior circumflex humeral artery. Okay. Here the anterior circumflex humeral artery gives an ascending branch, and the posterior circumflex humeral artery gives a descending branch. The descending branch of posterior circumflex humeral artery anastomoses with the ascending branch of profunda brachii artery, and this artery supplies the shoulder joint. Okay, and when I talk about the anterior circumflex humeral artery, it gives an ascending branch which runs in the intertubercular sulcus of the humerus bone, and it also supplies the shoulder joint. Your last branch is subscapular artery, and it is the largest branch from the third part, and it runs along the lower border of subscapularis muscle, and after running along the lower border, it moves towards the inferior angular scapula, and it supplies two muscles. One is your LD, latissimus dorsi muscle, and other is your SAM, serratus anterior muscle. And a very beautiful point about the subscapular artery is its branch. You have already learned about it when you have studied scapula. You know that there is an artery that passes between the two slips of teres minor muscle along the lateral border of scapula. So that artery is actually your circumflex scapular artery, that is actually a branch of subscapular artery. It actually first passes from the upper triangular space and then along the lateral border of scapula, and finally it gives two branches, one to the subscapular fossa and other to the infraspinous fossa. So that's all about the axillary artery and its branches. If you like this video, click on the like button and also subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching this video.